Welcome Timebeat Breaking News channel. Here are our breaking news today.
1. GoFundMe for Mohammad Anwar, UberEats driver killed in carjacking, raises over $400,000. 2. COVID-19 updates, cases rising again in the U.S.
GoFundMe for Mohammad Anwar, UberEats driver killed in carjacking, raises over $400,000. Mohammad Anwar, 66 years old, was assaulted with a stun gun during a carjacking in the 1200 block of Van Street in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, the Metropolitan Police Department said in a news release. 2 teenage suspects have been charged in connection to the attack. A graphic video that was posted on Twitter on Saturday shows Anwar near the driver's side door in a struggle with the suspects, yelling, "They're thieves. This is my car." It showed the suspects speeding off with Anwar still hanging onto the vehicle, and then crashing the car. The teenage girls were both seen climbing out of the vehicle unscathed while Anwar lay injured in the street. He was transported to an area hospital and pronounced dead after all life-saving efforts failed. According to a police report, which was obtained by Newsweek, the juvenile suspects who have not been identified were arrested at the scene. The 2 girls aged 13 and 15 have been charged with felony murder and armed carjacking. The 13-year-old is from Southeast D.C., while the 15-year-old is from Fort Washington, Maryland. A GoFundMe page to raise funds for Mohammad Anwar's funeral and help his family had raised $391,247 at the time of publication. Anwar was a hard-working Pakistani immigrant who came to the United States to create a better life for him and his family. He was working as an UberEats delivery driver when his life was tragically taken in an appalling act of violence. An Uber spokesperson said, "We are devastated by this tragic news and our hearts go out to Mohammad's family during this difficult time. We're grateful the suspects have been arrested and thank the Metropolitan Police Department for their diligence with this investigation."
COVID-19 updates, cases rising again in the U.S. COVID-19 cases are increasing marginally on a regular basis in the United States, and public health officials are concerned. According to data from Johns Hopkins University, the United States has registered more than 80,000 new cases in recent days, the highest daily totals since mid-February. The director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, expressed strong concern about the trajectory of cases in the United States on Friday. According to Walensky, the most recent 7-day average of new cases was up around 7% from the previous week, although hospitalizations rose marginally and deaths remained unchanged. Meanwhile, infections are on the rise in Europe, prompting some countries to reimpose, tighten, or extend restrictions. Last week, Italy introduced new restrictions. This week, partial lockdowns were reintroduced in France and Poland. In addition, the Czech Republic voted to keep its state of emergency in place. Booster shots intended to combat new strains of the coronavirus should be ready for delivery to people over 70 by September, according to Britain's vaccines minister. The nation's first vaccine passports scheme was unveiled in New York on Friday. The Excelsior Pass credential will first be useful at large-scale locations like Madison Square Garden, but it will be approved at hundreds of event, arts, and entertainment venues throughout the state starting next week. A state judge refused to block Austin and Travis County pandemic orders requiring staff and consumers to wear face coverings in local businesses on Friday, rejecting claims made by Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Paxton is likely to file an appeal. By mid-April, about half of the states in the United States will have expanded their vaccination efforts to include all adults, according to White House COVID-19 response coordinator Jeff Zients. President Joe Biden's target of making all Americans qualified for a vaccine by May 1st has now been met by 46 states and the District of Columbia. The head of the World Health Organization is urging wealthy nations to donate at least 10 million coronavirus vaccines, so that the United Nations Health Agency can achieve its target of universal vaccination in the first 100 days of 2021. According to data from Johns Hopkins University, the United States has over 30.1 million confirmed coronavirus infections and over 548,000 deaths. There were 126.3 million infections and 2.7 million deaths as a result of the disease. According to the CDC, more than 180.6 million vaccine doses have been issued and 140.1 million have been administered in the United States.
Thank you for watching. We help you stay up to date all the news hourly. Please subscribe our channel to follow up the latest one.